Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Nerds You're Looking For podcast, a weekly nerd culture podcast that discusses the culture through various segments. My name is Patrick Kuhn, alongside my co-host, as always, that Tyler Hunt. How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's going to be really weird when everybody hears the same exact intro again later in the episode when we get to the part where we recorded on stage.
Yeah, so we're here at Pop Con for the second year in a row, second annual Indy Pop Con, and we thought we would throw a little weird intro into this episode. We don't like doing intros, but since this episode's going to be a little bit different than normal, we figured it was probably a good idea. So Tyler, why don't you explain how this episode's going to go down?
Are you laughing because you think you're catching me off guard?
A little bit.
No, it's so we're going to record a little bit at the booth. You'll hear some recordings that we did at our booth 738 at Indy Pop Con, which you don't care that it's booth 738 because by the time you listen to this, Indy Pop Con is over. But we recorded comics and a nerd favorite while sitting at our booth throughout the day. And then we also have a segment at the end of the episode where we actually got to go up on stage with StevRayBro, the YouTube sensation. So you'll hear that a little bit later in the episode. It's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, and we've also been recording various people that have come up to the booth talking about what they're into. So that should be pretty interesting. We had a lot of good submissions. So I'm looking forward to editing all that and hearing what everybody has to say.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, so here is, I think it's episode 48?
49, I think.
No, it's 48.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Whatever. Here's the episode. All right, so what's your name?
Hi, my name is Mickey Mouse.
All right, Mickey, what are you into right now?
Well, right now, I'm really into my new movie, Inside Out. It's great.
All right, thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Amanda,
Hi, Amanda. What are you into?
the BBC Sherlock.
Okay, I haven't watched that yet. That's the one with the Benedict Cumberbatch, right?
Yep, or otherwise known as sometimes Benjamin Cucumber. And you still know who you're talking about.
I'll have to refer to him as that from now on. I've never heard that.
Yes.
No, are you caught up with it, or is it something that you're still going through?
I still have the last 2 episodes to watch in the last season, but...
How many episodes is it altogether? It's not very many, is it?
No, there's like 3 episodes per season, and I think there's 4 seasons.
Okay,
I think so. So it's very short.
Yeah, so that's something that I'm pretty interested in. I want to jump onto it. So it's good to know that there's not a ton of episodes that stand in front of me, but it's definitely a show I'm interested in. So you're a big fan of it, though?
Yes.
Awesome.
Out of the whole Super Wholock fandom, I think Sherlock is my favorite one.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem, thank you.
All right, guys, I'm here with Matt from The Obsessive Viewer, our friend from The Obsessive Viewer. He's been on the podcast multiple times, and he's over here at our booth at Indy Pop Con. We're just asking everybody, Matt, what you're into. So, Matt, what are you into right now?
Well, I probably should have prepped before this. Let's see, I'm right in the middle of a review series on the blog obsessiveviewer.com. That's all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and shows. So I'm kind of into that right now. But I just recently watched the original RoboCop and RoboCop 2.
Oh, really? I've never seen either of those, actually.
The first one is really, really fun. It's a really cool satire, and it's kind of funny because it takes place in future Detroit, and it's kind of close to present day Detroit now because it's very run down and everything like that. But it's a lot of fun. Very, very, very graphic violence. It's Paul Verhoeven, and he doesn't really shy away from the violence or anything. But the sequel is such a step down. And it's a shame because the director of the sequel is Irvin Kershner, who he directed Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. And RoboCop 2 was actually his last movie.
Was it really?
Yeah, and it was not a good movie.
So did you see the remake?
I haven't. I'm working my way toward it. I have to watch RoboCop 3 and then watch the remake because I'm a completionist. But yeah,
I've seen the remake and I haven't seen the original, so I'm curious what it'd be like. So you'll have to let me know how the remake compares to the original, because I thought the remake was a lot of fun.
Really? Really?
I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular, but I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I think when our co-host Mike on Obsessive Era, when he saw it, he said it's a perfectly okay February movie. It's perfectly okay for February.
Yeah, no, that's a great definition for it. It's a fun, like February or September, just like one of those weird months. Like it belongs there, but it's not a bad watch.
Right, nice. I'll definitely let you know what I think of it when I get to it.
All right, awesome, man. And as Matt mentioned, you can check these guys out at obsessiveviewer.com. And what's your guys' Twitter handle?
I'm at Obsessive Viewer, and my co-host Tiny is at Obsessive Tiny, and Mike is at I Am Mike White.
All right, awesome. Thanks, man.
All right, thanks so much.
All right, man. What's your name?
Adam?
All right, Adam. What are you into?
I am into gaming in general. I've been really into gaming history. I've been watching a lot of that on YouTube recently, and that's mainly what I've been obsessed with right now.
Awesome. Anything in particular you're playing right now?
I've been playing Halo a little bit.
Are you excited for Halo 5?
I am, yes. I don't really know what else I could say.
All right, awesome, man. Thank you so much.
All right.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa. What are you into?
Right now, I'm really into the Supernatural series. It's a fantasy with demons and angels and people who hunt vampires, werewolves, lugurus, all sorts of different mythical creatures. And they're working on the 11th season right now, and it's just a really cool, fun show.
Yeah, I was going to ask how many seasons that show had. I know it's been on for a while, so 11 seasons, that's quite a bit.
They're trying for the 11th season. Right now, they've hit their 200th episode with season 10 this year.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, man. What's your name?
My name is Joseph Cass.
All right, Joseph. What are you into right now?
I'm pretty into Smite right now.
Okay, what is Smite?
Smite's a free-to-play MOBA. It's a little different from Dota or League of Legends. You play as a god from one of the pantheons, but you're kind of over the shoulder as opposed to top-down.
Okay, that's awesome. And you said it's a mobile game?
MOBA, it's on the computer.
Okay, it's on the computer. I mean, I saw you had it on your phone, so what's the part that's on your phone?
Oh, that's just you letting you know like what's going on, all the builds and things like that, some apps for the game.
Okay, where can we find this game?
You can find it on any PC. I'm pretty sure if you Google Smite, it's by Hi-Rez. So.
Okay, I have a Mac. Can I play it?
I have no idea.
All right, I guess you're not a representative for the game. You just play it, but it sounds interesting. I'll have to check it out. Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
All right, cool. Thanks.
All right, so what's your name?
My name's Nathan.
All right, Nathan, what are you into this week?
So far, I'm into Neon Genesis Evangelion and Silicon Valley.
All right, cool. I haven't watched Silicon Valley, but I've heard good things.
It's really good for that kind of like quirky, computer nerd saying who actually knows what they're talking about, knows what. And you get the jokes once you get into it, and it's really funny. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, there's a lot of stand-up guys that I really like TJ Miller's on that show. He's awesome. Yeah, I've heard good things. I just haven't got a chance to check it out.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out when you get the chance because, if you get technology, if you get the Silicon Valley life, but if you don't get it, you'll learn something about it as well. But, there's some stuff, but, enjoy it.
All right, very cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so what's your name?
My name's Richard Spencer, and I'm here with my son Isaac Spencer. This is his first convention, and I'm into Q. I'm a registered nurse, and I love Star Trek, My Little Pony. You can say I'm a nurse brony. It's a fantastic blessing to be here. Thank you to the nerds you're looking for giving me a shout out to say hey. Isaac, hey buddy, you say hi?
Hi.
Say I love My Little Pony.
I love My Little Pony.
Awesome.
All right, thanks guys. Yep. All right, I don't really know how to intro this because normally we're just like, our next segment, but we're kind of doing this a little out of order. So I guess the next thing we're going to talk about is comics. So if this is your first episode, I apologize because this is kind of a weird episode, but we just talk about what we're reading this week. So Tyler, what are you reading?
I just read a comic book last night. I read Group Number 1. And it's funny, I brought like a stack of comic books with me this weekend to read throughout PopCon because I kind of thought that I'd have some downtime in the evening to read stuff. And I mean, we've just been go. And so I decided I had to bust out a comic last night. So I had something to talk about today. And I thought Groot #1 would be a quick read because, I mean, all the character says is I am Groot, right? So it turns out that the story involves him and Rocket, of course, and Rocket talks a ton. So it took me actually quite a bit longer than it would normally take me to read a comic book to read this one because there's so many word bubbles. But, you know, for the first issue in a comic series about a talking tree that only says 3 different words, it's not bad. I mean, it's a cool little story. It's kind of the animation, or not animation, the art is more, it seems more for kids. And I think that this comic's going to be more for kids, and I don't know if I'm going to keep up with it. But by all means, I mean, it wasn't bad by any means.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about like the solo. Like when you're in a team and then you just they make solo books of each member, it kind of bothers me because why wouldn't the other members like help out? Like if somebody's in trouble, but the Guardians kind of make sense that they would do solo books for them because they do kind of. If you read Guardians, the main book, they do kind of help each other, but then they'll split up at times. So it kind of makes sense within the main Guardian story to have like these little solo superhero books.
And they're definitely doing that because I know Drax is getting his own book, and then of course Rocket has his own book, and Star-Lord has his own book. So I think they're going to give every member of the team their own book at this point, which I don't know. I guess I could see why. I mean, the movie was a huge success, and I'm sure the book's doing really well. But at a certain point, you're going to exhaust yourself from stories, I would think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I read a couple issues of Rocket's solo book, and I wasn't that impressed. I also don't like when solo books aren't written by the same people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just feels so...
Nobody's talking to each other.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but at the same time, it's like that first writer kind of sets that tone, and no matter how much they collaborate together, I just don't think as a writer you can really write the same as the other person. Not that they're any better or any worse, it's just that tone is set with the first book or the main book, and then it's kind of tough to kind of keep that tone with the solo superhero books.
Yeah, for sure, man. So what comic are you into this week?
Well, I'm kind of going a little older. And normally we try to talk about stuff that just got released, but I just recently bought the special edition of Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight was released last week, and I spent the extra $10. They had a really cool comic book edition of Arkham Knight for like $10 more on Amazon. And so I got that because it came with a 25-year anniversary hardcover of Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Sirius, was it A Serious House on Sirius Earth?
Yeah.
I think is the subtitle. And I was really looking forward to it because it's kind of regarded as one of the best Batman stories. And I've never read it, which is kind of blasphemy. Being a huge Batman fan, I kind of felt bad that I never read it before. But I finally read it the last couple of days. I've been so busy with Pop Con, I haven't even had a chance to go to the comic book store. So that was basically all I've read in the last week. And it's interesting. I don't necessarily put it up. If I were to make a personal, my top 10 Batman stories, it probably wouldn't. Well, it would make top 10. It might not make top 5.
Okay.
Because I thought it was definitely interesting. I appreciated the origins of Arkham Asylum is kind of fleshed out in this book. And I know it's famous for that. The Batman story in this book, though, is kind of weak for me. Basically, what they do is they weave a Batman story very similar to what Arkham Asylum is. Basically, this book is what they base Arkham Asylum, loosely base Arkham Asylum, the first Batman Arkham game, on. And so, basically, it's they have a Batman story, but they also kind of cut to the origins of Arkham Asylum. And what's his name?
Amadeus Arkham.
Yeah, I can never remember his name. I know it's double A's, but I can never remember what it is.
Yeah.
His origin story, I guess, and how he becomes crazy because, was it the Mad Dog?
Yeah, Mad Dog. Yeah. I'll let you explain it, but yeah.
Yeah, he, well, I don't want to spoil it. I mean, it is 25 years old. But
yeah, but I mean, it's really dark stuff for a Batman comic,
sure.
And a lot of it is alluded to in the Arkham Asylum game, which I love. So I can definitely see how you appreciate that story more than the Batman story in Arkham Asylum.
It just seems really weak. It's like Batman walks in to Arkham Asylum and he talks to Joker for a little bit. He walks around, he kills Killer Croc, and then he leaves. Like, that's it. Which, I mean, I guess it's a big deal that Batman kills somebody, but...
Yeah, well, spoilers.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that book's been out for how many years?
Yeah,
so,
25.
Yeah, so if you haven't read it yet, shame on you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I haven't read it yet. Shame on me. But I'm very familiar with it. I own it. The reason I haven't gotten to reading this comic yet is because of the art. I'm just not a big fan of the art style on this book.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. I think, and I just talked about the tone of solar superhero books, I think this has a good tone, like the art matches the tone of the book, because the tone of the book is kind of weird, and obviously it's about a guy going insane. At least the Arkham story is about a guy going insane, and so it kind of matches that, but it's still not necessarily my style. I appreciate more, like, real kind of artwork that tries to make it look like everyday life.
Oh yeah, me too.
And this is much more abstract kind of art,
which is a bold choice, and apparently a lot of people dig it because it's such a well-renowned book.
Yeah,
but just not for me. So.
And there's a little bit of a nitpick for me, and I understood why they did it. Joker doesn't have any bubbles, and his actual, like, the words on the page are, like, red and very jagged, and so sometimes that makes it hard to read because of the background, and so at certain points I had to, like, squint to figure out what he was saying, and I just feel like that was bad editing. Like,
for sure.
Somebody should have seen that and been like, dude, that's kind of hard to read, so maybe you should change the color or change the background a little bit, or something. But
I bet somebody said that and they're like, no, this is an artistic decision. And so.
But yeah, that's what I'm reading. I know it's obviously 25 years old, so it's a little weird to be talking about it, but
it's cool when we bring stuff up like that because that story is finished. So if somebody out there listening is looking for a good Batman story, they can go pick up the graphic novel and knock out a cool Batman story in a day or however long it'll take you to read it.
And plus Arkham Knight just came out, so it's somewhat relevant.
Oh, for sure.
All right, so that's comics for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
All right, cool.
All right, so what's your name?
My name is Christopher Lester, and I just recently rewatched the original Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, fantastic.
It takes me back, honestly. It's so weird how the effects got worse and worse with each movie. It's like they went from Jim Henson puppets to by the third one, they're dead fisheye puppets with hook lips and whatnot. Yeah. And it's a lot cheesier than I recalled it, but overall, it's still a great film. Great.
Yeah, the first one's great. It gets worse and worse as they go along. Like, the third one is just not good at all.
Who likes the third one? I haven't met one person who likes it.
No, it's not good. Well, thank you, Christopher.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, so what's your name?
My name's Tosh.
All right, what are you into right now?
I'm very into Sonic the Hedgehog right now.
All right, cool. He is awesome on Super Smash Brothers. Have you played the new Super Smash Brothers?
Yes, I have, multiple times. He's like the only character I play with.
Yeah, he's awesome. You got to get it at a level, though, that you're not going to just, like, shoot off of the side of. I hate that.
I'm sorry.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, what's your name?
I'm Abby Potter.
All right, Abby, what are you into?
I am huge into theatrics and theatrical makeup.
Okay, awesome. So do you do a lot with that?
I'm trying. At the moment, I'm using my friend as a model, and like if I have an idea, I'm just trying new designs, whether it be like comic book characters, sugar skulls I've been practicing a lot with, or old age makeup, contouring the face to make it look like a completely new face, things like that.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys go to a lot of conventions like this and like basically do her makeup and stuff and get her all cosplayed up?
We've been trying to. Most of our cosplays recently have been like non-makeup based, but we have like this cosplay idea in the future called Con Mom and Con Gran, where like I would make her look like a 50s like a stereotypical mom with like the blue eyeshadow, high like arched eyebrows, all of that, and I would be a grandma. So that's going to involve a lot of like probably prosthetic and like old age makeup and like things like that, and like eventually I want to do like an avatar makeup like all the blue people, stuff like that.
All right, no, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Garrick Robertson.
Hello. What are you into right now?
The Legacy of Kain series from the PlayStation 2 era. My buddy just played the entire series for me. I remember from when I was a kid, seeing all the ads for Raziel from Soul Reaver and all of that. And especially when Dead Sun and all that footage came out, I'm like, dude, you gotta show me this. And it went through, it's my favorite series. I hope that one day maybe Square Enix will actually care enough to make one, because every time they make one, they decide to cancel it. And I think it'd be pretty cool, so that's like my fever dream. Like, that'd be awesome one day to see a continuation of the series. So,
all right, very cool. Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Danielle Ayers.
All right, Danielle, what are you into?
I'm totally into video gaming. I'm mostly going into Destiny and Borderlands, the pre-sequel right now. Other than that, it's just basic movies and Netflix series like Orange is the New Black, of course.
Yeah, of course. So you mentioned, what was the first game you said? I'm sorry.
Destiny.
Okay, yeah, Destiny. What do you think of that so far?
Well, there's a lot of grinding that needs to be done. I mean, you have your basic storyline, and then you have to grind and do the same missions over and over on different levels just to do the next, the next expansions. But other than that, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I tried playing it for about a month, and I haven't necessarily given up on it, but I've switched to different games just because it was a little frustrating here and there.
Oh, completely agree. I definitely agree. But now I can't even seem to play because my husband takes up the Xbox One all the time, so I had to get my own now.
Well, just another reason to have more gaming consoles in your home.
Oh, exactly.
All right, so you're actually with D20 as well. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. The D20 Girls Project is a nonprofit organization that empowers geek girls everywhere. We do things such as have get-togethers and have game nights and go on outings. And also sometimes we get the perks of having free passes to just go around and have fun and just spread the word.
All right, so where can we find you guys?
Right now, we are in most states in the United States. I am the manager for the Indiana D20 Girls, but you can go to our Facebook page, the D20 Girls Project, and you can email them there or message them there and ask, which state can I apply for, where can I go, and we can answer your question. And usually it gets answered right away.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
All right, so what's your name?
My name is Tiny, and I'm with the Obsessive Viewer podcast.
Awesome. What are you guys into, or what are you into?
We guys are into, I've been watching Silicon Valley lately. Actually binge watched the hell out of the second season on HBO Go, and it was just as good as the first season. It was really hilarious. Just the ups and downs those guys go through is so funny, and I relate to those guys a little bit. So it's just a fantastic show, and you can never go wrong with a Mike Judge show or anything he puts his hands on. He's fantastic. So.
Oh, yeah, Tyler loves that show. He actually, when we recorded, we did our what we're into, and he mentioned he just finished season 2. So he really loves that show.
Yeah, the main character, Richard, actually reminds me of an extreme version of my co-host, Matt, because he's very awkward and socially inept, and it's funny.
Yeah, that's kind of Matt in a nutshell.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Alicia Thayer.
All right, Alicia, what are you into?
Definitely into a lot of indie comics, along with YouTubers and animation.
All right, anything specifically?
Specifically, like what you mean?
Is there a specific indie comic you're really into right now?
Right now, at the moment, I believe I'm really into the comic Plume by Kaylin Smith. I'm also been reading, there's Big Dog Inc., and along with reading Dirk Manning's Right or Wrong, How to Write Comic Books as well.
Okay, awesome. I'll have to check some of those out. So you're with ArtyTune as well, right?
Yes, I am the owner of ArtyTune.
Okay, so where can we find your stuff?
My most active page right now is ArtyTune on the Facebook page, and so far it's about 113 likes, hoping to grow more. I do have a Twitter as well and an Instagram, and I just created a Gmail at artytune5@gmail.com. If you want to check that out, send me any messages. And hopefully soon I will be starting a Kickstarter for my comic.
Okay, so is your Twitter handle at ArtyTune?
My Twitter handle, yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Nerd You're Looking For podcast, a weekly nerd culture podcast that discusses the culture through various segments. My name is Patrick Kuhn, alongside my co-host, as always, that Tyler Hunt. How's it going, man?
It's going really well, man. How are you?
I'm great. This is a special episode. Not only are we live recording at Indy Pop Con for the second year in a row, we also have a special guest, an artist, a YouTube sensation, StevRayBro. How's it going, man?
Sensation. I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was our pleasure.
Oh, no problem. They were telling me, they're like, oh, hey, we a couple of podcasts wanted to be, wants you to be a guest. And I'm like, really? That's so nice.
How's your con going so far?
It has been an amazing experience. I honestly have not had a break from my booth. Like, I haven't had a chance to actually experience the con.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, no, like there's actually people coming from like far distances for me. That was cool. That was new.
That's funny you say that, because we actually had this younger girl come up to our booth after she left your booth, and she was crying. And said she had just been crying. I'm like, why are you crying? And she's like, oh, a YouTuber just made me cry. I'm like, which one?
Not in the mean way. Not in the mean way. It was tears of happiness, I promise.
I'm like, actually, he's going to be on our podcast later if you want to stop by and watch. And she's like, oh, you're going to make me cry again. So it was kind of crazy.
No, it was great. It was like, because my roommate, he's helping me with my booth, and he was just like, fair warning, the girl coming up here is a crier. Because there was a one that was crying at like Geltoid's booth, and then they came to me, and she's like, I'm so happy to see you. And I was like, that's so sweet. And then cry. I just hugged her. I was like, I don't know what to do.
We recorded with her for a little bit because we're recording at our booth 738, and thought she was going to cry again. It was kind of awkward.
She's just a sweetheart.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like the passion people have. Like I'm a smaller channel. I'm not huge. I got 100. I'm in that like just the crossroads of being like I can't say I'm a small channel anymore, but I'm so used to it. And this was just such a positive experience. And like something someone noted because Elspeth is across from me, right? Elspeth Eastman, and she's like, I feel so bad for the actual celebrities, and because you look over there, and like I guess this is legitly a YouTube convention now, because everyone's here for the YouTubers, and then like there's like no lines in the thing, and they just look really bored. And I was like, oh, I had more traffic than people on television.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Awesome.
So for our listeners that don't know you, where can we find you?
I'm StevRayBro on YouTube and every other social media thing ever.
All right, cool.
I keep branding pretty simple. The worst thing is that like my name, everyone calls me StevRayBro.
Yeah, it's funny because earlier we couldn't quite decide because we've heard it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
People have come up to us and like, oh, you're interviewing that guy, StevRayBro? I was like, I'm pretty sure it's StevRayBro.
It's fun. Even like, so Joe Toy made like a video, they're announcing the convention, and they're like, oh yeah, StevRayBro. I'm like, great. Now every Joe Toy fan's gonna call me StevRayBro. And then like, even the convention, keep in mind, this is my second time here, and I'm YouTube track coordinator, right? So like, I help invite people, and I help the convention. And even the convention still calls me StevRayBro. Yeah. There's no second E.
Yeah. Do you have a website, or?
I'm currently building one.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
All right, so for all of you that have never listened to one of our episodes, we start off each episode by kind of checking in with each other. We don't really get to have these nerdy conversations as much as we'd like to. We call this segment What We're Into. So, Sev, what are you into?
Right now, Steven Universe is like the big thing.
Oh, yeah?
That, and on the other podcast, I talk about amiibos, so I don't really want to talk about amiibos.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, those are like the two things. Splatoon. Have you guys played Splatoon?
No.
It's on the Wii U. It's a third. Yeah, over there. It's a third person shooter, but it does shooting each other. It's like they add paint, so basically if it's a third person. Is that a Wilfred? Way back there. Look, that's a guy dressed like Wilfred.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry, that's so unprofessional. Yeah, you. But Splatoon's basically paintball. So think of Jet Set Radio, and if Team Fortress 2 like merged together, it's basically that.
Yeah, I have a Wii U, and I probably don't use it as much as I should. I just play Super Smash Brothers all the time.
That's a good game too. Yeah. Speaking of that, I bought the DLC for that, and I have yet to actually play it. I was just like, I have to own it. I have to have the whole game.
Yeah.
They got me trained.
I love that game because it's one of the rare games that my wife will actually play with me. Like, I'm a huge gamer, but she plays very few video games. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of the few games that we can actually play together, and she loves it.
Oh, that's awesome. I like Smash Brothers. Who do you main?
I'm sorry, what?
Who do you main? It's like, who do you play as consistently?
King DDD.
King DDD? All right, what about you over here?
I like Samus.
Samus? I'm a Samus, Bowser, and Donkey Kong type of guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I like Donkey Kong and Bowser because they're hard hitters, but they're not like, well, Bowser's kind of slow, but he's kind of a little bit faster. I just like that powerful punch. And then Samus is like, okay, I want to swap out power for speed, and, it works.
All right, cool, man. So, Tyler, what are you into?
All right, so I just finished the second season of Silicon Valley the other day.
Oh, yeah?
So I really kept up with Game of Thrones season 2, and I fell behind on this show, but I pretty much blazed through it this week, and season 2 is really strong. Season 1 was all right. It was never really laugh out loud funny, but season 2's been fantastic. TJ Miller is fantastic on it.
TJ Miller, isn't that the guy that like plays Fred in Big Hero 6? And
yes,
and the asshole from Transformers.
Yeah. That's exactly who that is.
All right, good.
He kind of plays the same character in Silicon Valley a bit. He's very smug, but it's hilarious.
He's got such a good voice.
Oh, for sure.
He's perfect for cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love his stand-up. It's weird, but in a good way. Like, I mean, it's kind of, it has a negative connotation to it when you call somebody weird, but I think it's, I mean it in the best way possible.
The nice way of seeing it, and kind of complimentary, is eccentric.
Yeah, or unique.
He has a very eccentric voice. I like it.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I love TJ Miller. Unfortunately, I don't have HBO, so I don't watch Silicon Valley.
I'm assuming it's a comedy because you said it was funny.
Yeah. It's like an ensemble comedy. There's a lot of great people on there.
Okay, actually, yeah. Does it have like a bunch of like not super popular people, but they're on different things?
Yeah.
Because do you watch Community at all?
I do not.
I love Community.
Okay, so like, did you see the most recent paintball episode?
I'm about halfway through season 6.
Okay. Well, towards the end, there's a spy-themed underground paintball episode.
Oh, yeah?
And the one of the main antagonists is, I want to believe it's in Silicon Valley, and I was hoping that you'd be able to throw a name out so I could be like, hey, do this. Did you like season 6?
I'm liking it so far. The Dean episode, where he gets the virtual reality, is such a strong episode.
Then Jesus wept. Stop saying Jesus wept.
Yeah, it's great. I actually saw on, I think it was Reddit, they made a movie poster of just that, like that episode, and Jesus wept is pretty hilarious.
It has like Jeff Winger and Elroy. Yeah,
it's like the Matrix movie poster. It's pretty hilarious.
If I could change my answer, I'm always into Community. It is my favorite show, and when we get a chance, ask me why. Like, okay. I don't want to ruin your segments, but like,
no, man. I mean, that's cool.
That's just kind of how we're doing. So why is Community your favorite?
Okay, so like, I'm also a teacher at college as well as YouTuber.
Oh yeah, what do you teach?
I teach 2D animation. So I just
that's
2D,
awesome.
I consider 2D animation a lifestyle choice, not so much a hobby or a career, because this is all talent. And for those at home, that is me grabbing my large gut and rubbing it sensually. Now you have that visual. But no, so like I went to school. So I actually just quit, but I was teaching the same school that I went to as a student.
That could be kind of weird.
And for those who are familiar with Community, the story is about a ex-lawyer who has to go back to school because he cheated. He's a professional liar, basically.
Yeah.
And so he cheated his way into his job and then got caught. And so he's going through, and the whole thing is he's trying to learn to become a friend, be a person, really.
Yeah.
And so, like, my story with college is that I went there, and, I finally got my chosen family, if you will, which is what he did as well. Well, as soon as I graduated, the show, the creator left, and then Jeff Winger graduated. And there was kind of like this off season 4,
Oh yeah.
And then I went back to teach, and the show came back on the air.
Yeah.
Like at the same time they went on hiatus when I graduated. And so my friend, and there's a lot of little tiny things that matched up. Like, do you remember the episode where Abed goes out, dresses up as Batman, tried to get vengeance?
Yep.
There was a student when I was a student who left his that you can check out equipment like Wacom pins.
Yep.
He checked one out and he left it. He went to go get food and came back and it was gone. And he like went to the roster to the tech cage. Like, I need another pin. It's like, well, you need to give the first one back.
Yeah.
We can't just give pins away, right? These are $60, pieces of equipment. And he's like, well, I need it for I need it for homework. And like, he already kind of has a raspy voice, so he kind of talks like this.
It's got the Batman voice going on.
So now her years yelling at the tech cage, like, give me the roster to the class. Because there's a classroom in there, you know, it's just like, give me the roster. Like, as if he's going to go hunt them down and shake them for it. and so, like, he hit the table. It's like, you know, I just want a clip of that so we can go, I am the knight. But anyway, so in the same week, the exact same week, they did the Abed Batman episode where Abed loses something and dresses up as Batman to go find it, pretends to be Batman. It was just great. Well, so I come back, and now I'm a teacher. Now Jeff Winger's a teacher at the same school.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where there's too many parallels. I think it's just really funny.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's great about TV and movies and comic books is you can relate to them. Yeah. Some of them, obviously, I'm not a superhero, so I can't really relate to comic books that much. But I mean, you make personal connections with them. But
when I end my story here, I just quit Monday my teaching job at the school, and guess what show just stopped airing? They're like, crap, we can't mind his life for stuff. You know, it's the Truman Show. We're out. All right, we're done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. If I go back for a semester, we'll finally get the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I have control.
We need you to go back then.
All right, sorry. That's enough about Community. I'm passionate about it.
That's awesome. All right, Pat, what are you into, man?
Well, I'm gonna kind of go old school. I usually try to talk about stuff that just came out recently, but I guess it's kind of relevant because they just a couple of months ago they talked about how they were bringing back the X-Files for a miniseries early next year, and so I think I'm a little too young to have watched that show because I've only seen a few episodes here and there. But all 9 seasons are on Netflix now, and so I am slowly making my way through all 9 seasons, which is quite the chore because I think almost every season has like 20 some episodes, and they're all an hour long. So it's going to take me a while to get through them. But I am planning. We have a companion blog as well, the nerdspodcast.com, where we review a bunch of different kinds of stuff. So I'm planning on going before the new miniseries and reviewing each season. Yeah. And then releasing it as kind of leading up to the new miniseries. So far, I'm about halfway through season 1, and I can't say that I'm impressed. Like, it just, I understand that it takes a while for shows to kind of find their groove, and I appreciate the mythology that they're starting to build, but some of the episodes are just monster of the week. It's like they get the X-File, and then they solve it in 45 minutes. And it's just, it's a little frustrating.
That's not a bad way.
And I mean, I get it because it's early 90s and I can't hold it to the standard like of True Detective or something like that. But it's just a little bit disappointing because I've heard such great things about X-Files. Yeah. And it's just kind of not living up to my expectations right now.
Sometimes I have to like watch TV shows a couple of seasons in, watch like the premiere and then like something, because that's when the about like season 2 or 3, that's usually when they're starting to like peak and like how intense things are. Like Weeds, for example. I watched the first episode with a friend and I was like, okay, this is all right. I don't have any desire to watch it. And then he was like, all right, well, if you're not going to watch it, we're just going to skip ahead to where I'm at. And then, like, the most exciting, like, drug bust ever and everything. And I'm like, oh, my God, now I have to watch the show. And it might be kind of the same thing, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've heard great things, and I'm going to stick with it. Like I said, I want to do that review series. So, I mean, there's episodes here and there that I've, especially the one that comes to mind is Beyond the Sea, which I think is, like, episode 12 or 13 of the first season. Yeah. And it's just fantastic. It's really, really great. There's another one, I think, called Ice, which is essentially a ripoff of The Thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's good, because I love The Thing. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's great. It's a blatant ripoff of that movie.
I got 3 things I want to know about X-Files.
Okay.
First off, I was more of a So Weird type of person, because I was young.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember So Weird? It was a Disney Channel show. It was essentially kids' version of the X-Files.
Oh, yeah?
But then X-Files made me scared about being constipated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's X-Files, but I remember there was a Fox show where like a guy died because he was constipated and pushed too hard. So now I'm terrified every time.
If that is an X-File, I have not gotten to that episode yet. I think I would remember it.
Okay, well, let me know, because like apparently like the guy's like eye blew out or something. But whatever it was, it every time I think about it. The third thing is the only other episode that left an imprint on me, because I remember watching occasionally, but I was a scaredy cat as a kid. There was an episode with a voodoo doll. At one point, like the guy like is building voodoo dolls of people, and then like he sticks one in the microwave, and it's just, like the imagery is still stuck in my head.
Yeah.
So when you get to that, let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit. Normally we talk about comics, but we're going to go ahead and skip right to nerd news. And this is kind of Tyler's baby, so I'm just going to kind of give it to him. What do we got nerd news for this
Yeah, we
week?
need a nerd news song.
Yeah.
No, I just got 3 really quick things we can talk about swiftly. So the big news this week is that we have a new Spider-Man.
Yes.
And that's going to be a young actor named Tom Holland, best known for the movie The Impossible.
Okay.
Yep. So he's our next Peter Parker. He's going to be making his debut next year in Captain America Civil War. So we have that to look forward to.
I was really hoping for Donald Glover.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I don't understand it because, I mean, it went back and forth a lot.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, they were saying at one time that it was pretty much going to be Asa Butterfield.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it's not because I thought he was kind of stiff in Ender's Game, acting-wise.
Okay.
So I'm glad they went with somebody else. But it seemed like they had him locked and kind of changed their mind and went back and forth for a while.
Yeah, I wish I could remember who it was on Twitter. It's one of our followers tweeted out that it should be he should be Harry Osborn.
Oh.
Yeah, he'd be a good Harry Osborn.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really bad with faces, so I'm like, oh, cool, new Spider-Man. Great, I'll look him up on Google later.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie The Impossible.
Yeah, that's the movie he's in.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's pretty
so-
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Check it out.
All right.
All right, the next one, this is a rumor, but the rumor is we'll have our next solo Batman movie in 2018. And not only
Great.
that, but it's going to be directed by Ben Affleck and written by Chris Terrio, who wrote Argo. So, pretty good creative team behind it, and that's a rumor, so obviously not confirmed.
Is Ben Affleck? Wait, is he current Batman? Is he going to be Batman?
Yeah, he's Batman in
So-
Batman v Superman. Yeah.
So is he directing his own movie?
That's what it would be, yes.
That's gonna be masturbatory. It always is. It's like, you got to make sure I look the greatest light possible.
Did you see Argo?
I have not seen Argo.
Okay, because he directed Argo, and
Okay.
I mean that's a really great movie. So
I'm just kind of like I'm gonna rag on Batman because I'm kind of sick of Batman because we only get Batman stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like it's like here's this catalog of thousands of characters. Let's keep doing the same 5. I know we're starting to expand to them and such, especially in like the Marvel category, but it's just like I don't know. I don't like. I mean, Batman's cool, but and I don't really care for Superman. And then I really want to see Wonder Woman. That'd be great.
yeah, and I mean she's going to be in Batman v Superman.
I know,
and
but
then-
like a solo film.
Yeah, and
she can carry her own. She's strong.
For sure. I disagree. I love Batman so much, and I'll take a Batman movie every year. But I understand what you're saying too. Like we need to kind of expand to other
like
comic book
for
characters.
me, I would love a Harley Quinn movie where we just see like the Joker being like almost a love movie where it's like a romantic comedy where it's Harley Quinn's perspective of like Joker's incarceration.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I want to see like a low budget indie one. I'm just like I don't know. I had my full of Batman through the trilogy they recently did. You know?
Oh, for sure.
I don't know. I'm like, all right, let's move on.
Have you read the new Harley Quinn comic?
I have not.
It's very much kind of like that. Like Joker's not in the picture, and it's kind of Harley Quinn out and on her own, and it's more of a comedic book.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You should check it out.
Okay. Is it the current design of Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
I'm such a picky person with Harley Quinn. I like the tradition. Like, there's actually a girl that's here somewhere cosplaying as Harley Quinn, and it's like a really good remix of the animated one, where like it still shows a little extra skin, but like it totally looks like Harley Quinn to me. Like the comic book versions where it's like, all right, let's get the lingerie / add some kind of sports team thing to it. And like now it's Harley Quinn, and it's like, is it like what, like in the new movie? It's like Harley Quinn with baseball theme for some reason. Great.
So you like the Batman animated series style?
I like the classic. I just know. Hey, actually, right there, that's the Harley Quinn I'm talking about. You see it? Walking out?
For sure.
Look at that. That is a great because the current Harley Quinn costume that like the animated one works great in 2D. But it's too simple for like live action. It needs a little bit more complication. That her design essentially is the animated one, but with a little bit more pieces to keep it interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I don't know.
I can see
Sorry,
what you're saying.
I'm just like throwing my opinion everywhere. Listen to me. I have a soapbox.
From what I understand, the Suicide Squad movie is going to show like multiple variations of the character over time. So hopefully we'll get that original costume that she wore in the animated series.
They're gonna do some like thing that's gonna make fans really angry, though. You know they're gonna do like it's gonna at the beginning of the movie. Oh, well, I mean, like they're gonna do like they're just gonna like blatantly like makes like, oh, here's Harley Quinn like getting thrown out of the circus or something like and then it's like you know, whenever they like they make fun of the original design that people are really onto. It's like they'll show it like the original character or they show the character with it and be like, oh, that's just lame, and then like all the fans are like, but that's what we grew up with.
So if you like things that are more original, what do you think about the Joker having those tattoos?
The ones he currently has, like, there's actually a friend of mine that has a design that I thought was his drawing of that Joker. Yeah. But it was actually he drew it like 2 or 3 years ago. So it's like, it's actually his original. His name's Sean Buckaloo. He's actually the convention. Walk around if you get to tomorrow. And, I kind of like his tattoos better. Like, I don't mind the tattoo. Well, okay. I don't know. My Joker, my head is like the guy that wears like a suit or something. Yeah. They like more suave. That one doesn't seem very tactile, and it just seems like, oh man, like that. Well, I called the original Heath Ledger Joker. I called that one Hot Topic Joker. But this one's like, no, we're gonna take that to infinity. This is now Hot Topic Joker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. I'm not like.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know how not to dig a hole.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, one more story before we move on to our next segment, and that is that Marvel Studios is not going to be at San Diego Comic-Con in a few weeks, which is interesting because it seems like they would have a lot to promote with Ant-Man coming out and Civil War next year. And the rumor out there is that they didn't want to compete with DC because DC is just going to bring it this year, which I'm really hoping for because I'm a DC guy.
That doesn't sound right, though.
No, I doubt it. But yeah. I'm just kind of crossing my fingers that DC is going to...
I mean, like... well, let's see here. Let's see. DC has kind of the three, like, most well-known, like, no matter who you are, you know that superhero. Because Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman are kind of like... they're the big three, no matter what.
The Trinity.
Yeah. But Marvel has a little bit stronger presence now. They're in the movies, for sure. You know. Movies are literally probably the biggest thing you can in media to get a presence. So like that's kind of weird, you know. Like Marvel feels like they have kind of like, you know, the whole thing hold just because they have that. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, to be honest. I know art related, DeviantArt pulled out, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So like there's a couple people. I wonder if it's like some internal politics or something.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many other cons and expos and stuff throughout the year now. I know that Disney has D23, which is like their big con, and they show off Marvel stuff, and they'll probably show off Star Wars stuff.
That's true.
So maybe that's where they're headed with it.
Yeah, that's actually what I heard was that's kind of the rumor is that they pulled out of Comic-Con because they were going to do this other con for Disney. And I mean, their excuse is, well, we just released like everybody knows what we're doing for the next 6-7 years because it was 6 months ago or something.
Yeah.
They released all the movies that they're planning on doing for the like next 6 years or whatever. And I just think that's kind of bullshit because it's the biggest convention of the year and you couldn't plan accordingly. Like you're telling me you couldn't have given
I'm sure there's
something.
I'm sure, like he was saying, there's something else behind it.
I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people pull out of San Diego Comic-Con that are usually sponsors. So there's got to be like some kind of clause or something. But what if San Diego Comic-Con was just like, oh, you can like maybe there's an exclusivity thing where if you go to here, you can't do other cons or something. That could be it. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
I don't do a lot of that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
All right, that is all I have for nerd news this week.
All right, cool. Our next segment, we kind of just do a main topic. A lot of times it's a review, but since we have you as our guest on our podcast, we're just going to go ahead and kind of give an informal interview.
All right, ask me whatever.
All right, cool. I have to admit, my wife and I, who is an artist as well, we're addicted to watch me draw videos.
Aww.
Yeah. The other night we were watching them because I was talking to her about how we were going to interview you. And so we both started watching them, and like an hour went by, and we were like, "What the hell?" They're so addictive.
Well, that's good because that's how YouTube works best as popcorn. Like
yeah, for sure.
Like you just keep doing it, So like, that's awesome. Honestly, this is gonna be the worst because this is the worst self promotion. But like, I assumed everyone's gonna think my videos are boring because they're art videos,
Yeah.
But like for me, like. I probably wouldn't watch my own videos because there are videos. Like, I would want like more comedy or animation stuff, and I don't really get a chance to do that on my own channel,
Yeah, it's kind of weird because she's a fellow artist. She does more painting, so she likes I think she likes watching the videos because she understands how much work it goes into those types of things. And I watch the videos because I have no artistic. This is the most artistic thing that I do.
Yeah.
I have no talent whatsoever. So it's like, I respect it for a different reason because I couldn't do that. And so I respect anything that, like, someone that can do something that I can't even touch.
Yeah.
So I think we watch them for two different reasons.
I like to assume people just watch it because the music's catchy.
That has a little bit to do with it. I was actually watching one at work, and my buddy next to me was like, "What the hell are you listening to?" And I was like, "Oh man, check this out. They're cool." And so I started getting him into them as well.
By the way, the music is by a friend called Ben Briggs. He's got really good, benbriggs.net. He's actually from Indiana. He's from here. Yeah, he's no longer local, but he was. And he let me use all his music for free because I was able to get him like go from like 20 people to like a couple of thousand within like a year of working with him. And so he was just stoked to see, let people hear his music. And at this point, the YouTube channel is just more like, there's so many people get inspired by it, the art videos. So I'm like, all right, I'll keep doing this. This is for you guys,
Yeah.
Like I said, my own videos, I like more story-based stuff, but I see the appeal. Obviously, I make them. I don't know. Worst self-promotion ever.
So you've kind of touched on this a little bit, but why YouTube? It seems like there's so many other avenues for artists. What kind of drew you to doing the YouTube channel?
YouTube is the biggest search engine on the internet. Well, aside from Google, and guess what's attached to? Google.
YouTube. Yeah.
So I've found a bigger success on YouTube because if I drew something, say Power Rangers or Pokemon or anything like that, those are things being searched by people.
Yeah.
And that has a higher chance of running into it. A lot of people found success with Tumblr, but it's just kind of, knowing if you draw what people are looking for, people are going to find you. And YouTube was a different way to present it. What's kind of cool about it is that my YouTube's kind of become a portfolio, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just like, okay, so how do I set this up in a way? One, it was also making, like, I knew there was ad revenue on there. There's not much ad revenue on Tumblr or Twitter or the other ones. And I was just trying to find another, additional way to, kind of help myself out a little bit. And that's what happened. And it's been doing well,
Yeah, for sure. I know we have this as podcasters. It seems like you're almost like a band of brothers, like you have that community. Would you say the same thing for YouTube?
Yeah, no, it seems like after I hit the 100,000 subscriber mark, it seems that like people that I watch is starting to like, okay, this is a person. He's here. And, with the people I've met, it seems like you can become friends with people because they understand your pain of like trying to produce videos as soon as possible and getting out there. And there's a connection, and it's a network like anything else. It's like you do what I do, awesome. And like right now, I'm in that happy spot where I'm starting to become friends with some people that I really, really like their content, and that's exciting. Like,
for sure.
I've been hanging out with Geltoid basically since Thursday. It sucks because I'm glad we got to hang out Thursday because we've been so swamped with people that we haven't even, like, aside from like Dalton patting me on the back as he walks past me to get to take photos, we haven't got to say a word to each other. But we play Splatoon on occasionally on Skype and such, and it's been a blast, So I think it's easy to make friends with people that also are content creators because you obviously have a similar allyship with it, and also collaborations are really big, a way to grow. And so I think there is a community with it. There's clearly a community with people who watch it, so why wouldn't there be a community for people who make it?
So would you say your favorite part of the YouTube community is just getting to know people that you watch their videos as well?
Yeah, I mean, like right now, my favorite part, this is going to sound super, super egotistical, but it's seeing people meet people. Like, okay, for example, today, I grabbed the completionist and I dragged him to try to find the artist, and then I didn't know where the artist was. I thought I knew, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And then so, but I really wanted to see that connection of the two people meeting each other, because like the completionist was excited for his card, and the artist is clearly excited about the completionist, and that's exciting. So like right now I've been trying to use Twitch more to do live streams, like almost instead of podcasts, I call it a sketchcast, if you will.
Okay.
So I'll be working on stuff, and then I get a couple of my people who have, interesting stories and talented people themselves, and I'm trying to help them grow their own. So like, I'm working with people that have like, a couple of thousand, 2,000, 3,000 compared to my 100,000. And so like, it's almost like if you compare it to Total Biscuit with Dodger and Jesse Cox, only in a much, much smaller scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite thing is just helping people.
Cool.
Like you said, inspiring people, and then also helping people make connections. It's cool once you have that network because you're like, oh man, I need this. Cool, boom, got that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like I said, I know as podcasters we're kind of the same way. Like, I mean, there's a subreddit for podcasting, and I mean you're constantly going on there and checking out. Oh, well, hey, I ran into this problem. Can you guys help me fix it? So I know I kind of feel like podcasting is such a new genre that it's almost like a band of brothers. You, just like you described with YouTube, you understand the pain of trying to get this piece of material that you spent hours working on to sound just perfect.
Oh, I did podcasts for 5 to 8 episodes last year, and then my co-host got a job, and then I was like, oh, there goes that easy to film thing. I did try to edit audio, or I tried to edit video to my podcast because we were talking about amiibos and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I found out really quickly that Nintendo does not like you using their commercials for like visuals.
I can't imagine they would be.
Well, why not though? I mean, it's free publicity, but they don't see it that way.
Yeah. So you probably get this question a lot. What is your favorite thing to draw?
No, the question I get a lot is draw me. Could you draw me? My favorite thing to draw, like right now, I'm currently trying to make a character. Like I want to start working on more original characters because I got such a portfolio of fan art, and that's not super good in this industry,
Yeah.
But I've been drawing a lot is this girl character that I did for a Channel Frederator collaboration. Rejected Avengers, and I was like, okay, so what's a really lame superpower? And I was like, what if her only ability is she can just turn into a puddle? That's it.
Yeah.
And I know there's other people that can melt and such, but I want it to be where she literally is like either solid or liquid and can't do anything in liquid form. And I'm slowly kind of like tweaking that. And her name's Aquamarie is the actual name. And then she's kind of like a turquoise haired girl. And I took the voice actor I got for her. Her name's Noelle. I basically combined her and another artist here, Cat Pat Studios. She has this really cool like mesh hoodie. And I was like, oh, for an aqua themed character, a mesh hoodie is so cool. You get kind of like, the fishnet look to it, but it's also, something for warmth. And then the coolest thing I have for it that I'm really excited visually, because that's what I think of mostly because I'm an artist, is I was like, okay, so she can turn into water. Clearly, she might not always collect the same amount of water when she comes back. How do you do this? Do you make her smaller? Do you make her, she just gets smaller because of her mass? And I realized, no, her hair's longer or shorter depending on how much water she absorbed. And so I thought it was so cool because I can do so many different things with hairstyles.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
That's what I've been kind of like really been drawing a lot. And profile, I really like drawing people from the side. You get to really see the person. Like when you draw someone from the front, you kind of get like, that's the eye, that's the mouth. But like when you put it on the side, you actually get to see the dimensions of it.
Sure.
Like, it's a little, you can get a really flat face easily if you're not really, because you did the nose, with the sides, you really get to see the character. And that's kind of what I've been doing. Like someone did a sketch card for me and they're like, you did it on the side. I'm like, I love sides.
Yeah.
They want it 3/4.
Yeah.
So you talked about your love for 2D animation. How do you feel about the movie industry kind of moving away from that? Do you have any thoughts at all, or is it something you're not really worried about?
No, because you hear a lot of this stuff about like, we need more 2D animation, or we need more types of characters, genders, races, and such.
Yeah.
And I'm always described to the fact that it should be based off the story. So like, if a story would visually would only work as a 2D or 3D film, that's what you should choose. I think if you're choosing your mediums and actors before you get a chance to actually like write the story, you're doing the wrong way, in my opinion.
Okay.
So like, I would love to see more 2D animation. That's my favorite, but I can understand them kind of moving away from it when 3D animation from a production standpoint is a lot more efficient. And from a fan standpoint, I think a lot of people who are really young probably see like 2D animation like we see black and white TV.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, that's old. I don't want to watch that. That's my theory on it. But like I said, I would love to see more 2D animation, but if it's only because it's 2D. Like, for example, I didn't like Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
And I think they could have spent a lot more time on story, but everyone was, what did anyone talk about it? No one's like, oh, cool. It was always just topical things of, oh, it's a certain type of princess, or, oh, it's 2D animation again.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I thought the story was weak.
No, I agree with you on that. They did it almost as like a stunt to get people to go see the movie.
Yeah.
It was like that it was 2D animation again.
And I don't know, like characters are the biggest thing. Like as long as the characters are good and that they react like normally. Like there's sometimes where like stories they'll have a good character but they force them into plots where it's like it's out of character to what their motives are, and that bothers me. But I'm totally for it's more 2D animation. Have you seen guys Cuphead?
I've heard about it, but I haven't got to check it out yet.
It looks like a Felix the Cat cartoon. And it's on the Xbox One and I think Steam or something. Okay. It's coming out. It was released at E3. It was an indie hit. And it's a 2D side-scrolling shooter game. And it looks it is all 2D animation. And it looks like it's from the 1930s. I'm so excited about that. So yeah, okay, maybe the gimmick works on me sometimes, but, oh man.
No, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, oh no, it looks sweet.
All right, so we are a nerd culture podcast, but a lot of the times we end up talking a lot about movies. So we thought it would be kind of cool to ask you what your favorite movie is. And I know that kind of puts you on the spot. That's a big question for film nerds like me and Tyler.
Surprisingly, the first movie that comes to mind is Saving Silverman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come on, yeah.
I don't know, something about Jack Black being like, you want to be gay with me? It's really funny to me. I love Saving Silverman. I don't know why, but like it was just a movie that I caught watching on TV, and I was like, "This is." It melds with me very, very well, and like I don't like even the pop culture references in it, like the Neil Diamond thing. Like I don't understand it, but something about the characters just work.
Yeah.
But I like a Goofy movie. That movie's great.
Yeah. Oh my god!
Which surprisingly has a lot of like people see it as a hidden gem because like I have a Goofy movie poster in my room, and like I did a vlog once. Someone's like, "Where did you get that?" I'm like, "Oh, cool. People care."
I danced to Eye to Eye at my wedding. I love that movie so much.
So good. I think those two are like the old ones. If it's like a modern day movie, I really like Tangled.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoy Tangled. Yeah. I love Pascal. Oh man,
Yeah.
Can I tell you a story about Tangled?
Go for it, man.
So I went to a Ball State lecture by the story editor of Tangled, and he was just talking to us about the story process and such, and like how terrible it was for the first because Tangled has 3 movies worth of pre-production to it.
Yeah.
One of the drafts they were working on was Rapunzel did not have an animal companion. Instead, she would take random objects and draw faces on them. And she would talk to them because they needed her to be able to speak to someone, talk her mind.
Yeah.
And that got really creepy really fast. Yeah. and the guy like did a sketch of a chameleon once. Like, let's use that.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's really, really funny. But no, I don't know. I really enjoyed it and it kind of stuck with me. Like Frozen felt like very like a trendy topic, and I'm sure it's really popular still, but that one I felt like had more story. Oh my god, is that a henchman and Mrs. the Monarch? Dude, look. Normally I can do the voice, but I lost my throat.
Yeah. I liked Frozen. I mean, I got it. I got why it was so popular, but I just didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to. I'm a big animation fan, but I haven't watched Tangled yet.
Tangled's good. Don't let the like title and how it like went all DreamWorks with like the sexy eyes with the marketing and then calling it not Rapunzel.
Yeah.
It seems like a DreamWorks movie if you look at it from the marketing standpoint, but it's a really good Disney film. Overall, I mean, I like the characters to it. So I think that's the more modern day. Wreck-It Ralph was great. Like I can name off all the movies I enjoyed.
Have you seen Inside Out yet?
I have not seen Inside Out yet.
It's so good.
It's awesome.
I only see movies in theaters with friends. I know you don't really talk in those, and it's not really a group activity, but like, I don't know. Maybe I have a stigma where I think just going to the movies alone is kind of like depressing or something, but
my wife and I have this argument all the time because I will go to a movie by myself anyways.
Yeah.
Because you're just sitting in the dark looking at a big screen. You're not chit-chatting. I'm not one to talk during a movie. You shut up.
Yeah.
I'm here to watch the movie. And so she thinks it's super weird that I go see movies by myself.
No, there's so many movies I haven't seen. It's like, why didn't you see that? I'm like, I didn't have. Well, my roommate went with his girlfriend, and then Cincinnati went with his girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. That's why I don't see movies.
Yeah. All right. We also talk a lot about comic books.
Right.
I'm not sure if you're into comic books or not, but
I'm more into indie comics that my friends make. Like,
Okay.
Like I never bought like an actual comic, but like I bought Nutmeg, I bought the Redeemers, I bought
Okay.
I love I love my friends who are passionate about it, and that's why I buy comics. Otherwise, I'm more of a cartoon type of guy. So like I know Batman because Batman the Animated Series. I know Static Shock because, by the way, that's my favorite superhero cartoon. Season 2 and on. I don't like season 1.
Cool. All right. So, I mean, you said you don't really buy comics, but do you have an opinion as far as TV movies, Marvel versus DC?
I think DC's animated movies, I haven't seen one that I was like, ugh, this is bad. Like, most of the time I'm really like, this is cool. Like, I'm really excited for the God and Monster thing, that movie, whatever it's called, the one with like the redone version of the Three Heroes. Or have you seen it? Or
no.
Bruce Timm's behind it, and it's like it's an alternate reality where like instead of Superman being born, like his father is no longer his father, it's a Zod instead.
Oh, that's cool.
And then like Wonder Woman's no longer Amazonian; she's actually like a demigod from like the kind of like where Thor area things.
Yeah.
And then Batman's a vampire for some reason. I don't really get that one, but they have some clips on YouTube. And what was interesting was, how I was kind of ranting about Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And that one, they have like animated series version of like she's literally wearing lingerie, like panties and everything. But like she's actually a psychotic killer in this version. So it's like, oh, I get it, Bruce Timm. You made the personality fit the design instead of the other way around. Okay, that's cool. So I find that really interesting. So I'm kind of stoked for that. As far as
I was just going to say, I trust Bruce Timm with anything. Like, he's done such amazing work. So it actually comes out July 28th.
Okay.
Justice League Gods and Monsters. So that sounds pretty cool.
But as far as like DC or Marvel animated movies, I haven't really seen any. Do they make animated movies?
Yeah. What I like about DC movies, the animated movies at least, is they seem to be a little bit more dark. Like more adult themed. And then the Marvel movies are kind of much more geared towards little kids, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay.
But I prefer the DC as far as animated movies are concerned.
Okay, I just realized, there is a lot of Marvel movies, animated movies on Netflix, aren't they? I usually scroll past them.
Yeah.
I kind of stopped caring about Marvel animation once they canceled Spectacular Spider-Man. Have you seen that?
Oh, that was a great show.
That one was such a well-written show, and I love the Cheeks. Cheeks is so good as an artist. Oh, man. And then I think Josh Keaton, is that the voice of Spider-Man in that?
That sounds right.
Yeah, like that is Spider-Man to me. Like no matter what, when I close my eyes and I want to hear this web crawler talk, that's him.
All right, cool.
Mine is the 90s.
The 90s
animated series.
Have you tried rewatching that?
A little bit, because I think it's on Netflix, or it was.
I watched all of it because I was in college when it got on Netflix, and I like to listen to things while I work. Somehow my brain's able to like target things.
Yeah.
And that show is so noisy. Like, there's not a second of silence. It's always like, this, whoosh, and then this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's nuts.
The thing I loved about that show is they told overarching stories. It took like sometimes 9 or 10 parts, 9 or 10 episodes, as opposed to telling a story that was very self-contained. So it was awesome watching that as a kid.
Did you guys ever try watching the Spider-Man Unlimited that's on Netflix?
No, I have not.
Spider-Man's voiced by Tuxedo Mask, or I think the one that voiced from 4 episodes.
Oh, yeah?
So he's got kind of like this Latino-ish like on him, and it's terrible, but like I love that voice actor, so I'm all over it.
I remember when that show came out, because it was right when the 90s show came to an end, and I was like, oh, more Spider-Man, and even as a kid I couldn't get into it.
Yeah. No, I felt like I watched more than I did, but no.
I have a hard time going back and watching shows especially cartoons that I loved growing up. Like, if you try to go back and watch the early episodes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's hard to watch.
Oh,
I mean, I love the Ninja Turtles. I literally have a Ninja Turtle tattooed on my leg, but it's hard to watch them.
Can I take a moment to do my Krang impersonation?
Feel free.
Yeah, okay, so my Tragger.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's the only one. Like sorta Rocksteady, that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, man. I think that's about it for our time. Do you want to kind of pimp your stuff one more time?
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys. I'm a YouTuber. I do StevRayBro. It's a channel where you can watch me draw, do a little bit of animation work, and I'm on all the socials as that. I make pretty pictures, my tagline. That works.
And watch his watch me draw videos. They're addictive.
Yeah, right now I've been doing daily doodles.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because if you do daily videos, it kind of helps out a little bit more. And
Sure.
so what it is like 20-minute sketches, kind of done with watch me draws, are where I do like 3-minute long with music. These are like 5-minute long with audio commentary.
All right, cool.
My fans have been kind of enjoying them, so that's cool. I just haven't done them this week because of Indy Pop Con.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't posted in the blog for a couple of days just because I've been busy with this stuff as well. So
Yeah.
I feel you there. Well, as always, you can follow us on Twitter at The Nerds Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Google+. Vote for us for Podcast of the Month at podcastland.com. Check out our blog, thenerdspodcast.com. Check us out at booth 738. What's your booth number?
Oh, my booth is 651. I actually didn't get. I brought my Cintiq, like I hauled it in here so I could actually like go to TV so you can watch me draw, and then I had no chance to actually draw.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely check him out there. And I think that'll about do it for Patrick Kuhn,
Tyler Hunt,
and Stev.
We are the nerds. We are the nerds you're looking for. Take it easy, guys.
See you guys later.
Hey guys, we didn't forget about Nerd Favorite. We figured we'd just kind of tag it at the end of this episode. We're going to do favorite moment of Indy Pop Con. So Tyler, what has been your favorite moment of Indy Pop Con so far?
For me, it's kind of easy. We have a booth here, so we haven't got to venture around as much as a lot of people have, but there are some celebrities here, which is pretty cool. And one person that's here that I was really excited to see was Troy Baker, who is a voice actor. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about, but
he was Booker in Bioshock Infinite, which I love that game.
He's in the Uncharted games. And then, of course, my personal favorite, we talked about it before on the podcast, the Arkham games.
Yep.
He's been Two-Face. He was Joker in Arkham Origins. And then in the most recent game, he's Arkham Knight. He actually plays Arkham Knight, and then Two-Face is in it as well. So GameStop actually has a DLC where he voices the Red Hood.
Yep.
And in that DLC, the Red Hood has this awesome look, and the GameStop actually has an exclusive action figure that they're selling of the Red Hood from the downloadable content for Arkham Knight. And I bought that action figure, and I went up to Troy Baker and got it autographed, actually. So it's a pretty cool piece of memorabilia I'm really excited to have. I mean, last year we had Kevin Eastman that was at Indy Pop Con, and that was awesome getting his autograph. And this year I got Troy Baker's, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of jealous because I wish I had thought about that. The figure is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, if they had the Arkham Knight figure, I would have asked him to sign that as well, because I love the look of the Arkham Knight in that game, and I think we're going to be talking about that in an upcoming episode, so I won't delve too much into the game itself, but it'd be pretty cool to get him to sign that as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, man, what's been your favorite part so far?
Well, like you said, we haven't had a whole lot of time to walk around. I haven't had even less time because I missed that first day, which has kind of been a bummer. And then yesterday we were trying to work out the logistics of us recording. But I will have to say that one of the few times I did get to walk around, they have a really, really legit, and I posted this picture to Facebook, they have a super legit Halo Championship Series where you can win $50,000 if your team wins. And it's just fucking awesome. It's so cool to go over there. And I kind of talk about how I am really good at Halo. And I am. I put a lot of time into it. I love those games. But those guys are fucking
You're really good at Modesty, too.
Well, I am. I'm good at it. There's very few things that I'm willing to come out and say, yeah, I'm good at that. Madden, I'm good at. Halo, I'm good at. I'm not even in these guys' league. It's ridiculous. They must be autistic or something. Because they're stupid good.
Yeah, I haven't actually been over there to watch them play much, but even the setup that they have is really impressive. And it's legit, too. It's endorsed by Microsoft, and it's really cool.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy good. I mean, it's really cool. I'm not one to watch video games that much. I'd much rather be playing them. But to watch those guys, it's weird. A game that I've played so much, and you wouldn't think that I'd be interested in watching it. But those guys take it to a whole new level, and it's pretty addictive to watch them play.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm going to have to pop over there before PopCon's officially over.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's Nerd Favorite for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
See you guys later.